like to get in on the act. There's a child's bow down there. Perhaps that's suitable. Anyway, the course has been improved. I've been firing at that target way down there, but my clerk of works, come with me if you will, my clerk of works has been making it a little bit more adventurous. My big old target is supposed to arrive today, my traditional one, but we got some low flying game there. We've got some dude there on sentry. This is the original target. I was quite pleased to even hit it from this distance. Some of it's gone into the wood. That, of course, was my best shot. Lisa knocked this up today because she's very good at carpentry. Anyway, the final target is over there. So, not a bad trail archery course. What do you think, chaps? Who knew that living in such impoverished circumstances could be so much fun? Hello friends. Back up at the cottage. It's been a relaxing day. I said Mass this morning. Principally because I'd forgotten what day it was. I thought it was Sunday. But what I did do is I celebrated it on this Bible box, which kind of worked. So I was glad about that. Made myself up a little altar. You can't quite see it, obviously, from the camera view. But very pleasing. What I really need to do is get more of my stuff out of the container. My altar cards and what have you. But there we are. It will do for now. So that was pleasing. But I'm so not with it that I lose track of all time. I really did think it was Sunday today. Because I remember thinking, why hasn't my archery target arrived? Because it's supposed to arrive on Saturday. And of course today's Saturday. Mind you, it still hasn't arrived. But I hope you enjoyed looking at the course. The trail course. I want to get some of those animals. You can get, you know, sort of life-size deer and rabbit and all sorts. I thought that would be rather fun in my trail archery course. Now, of course, I'm quite new to all of this, really. Lisa's quite a good shot. And I suppose with a longbow, you're jumping in with both feet. You haven't got all that bloody stuff that's all weighted with sights and, you know, all that madness. That's not archery, is it? Imagine that at Agincourt. Ridiculous. By the time you finish fart-arsing around with a bloody bow, you'd have been overrun by the frogs. Anyway, so I like everything that's traditional, which is one of the reasons why I say, of course, the Latin Mass. I don't do newfangled. Well, the vote's still out on my Texaco baseball cap. Got 2 people now that say they don't like it. They would prefer to see me in a deer stalker. That's a bit of fun. I'm not really a baseball cap person. But I kind of like it in a perverse way. See, Americans won't have any problems with it. They all wear baseball caps, even the old-timers. Even them old-timers put the old baseball caps and dungarees on, don't they? In their pickup trucks. I've got a thing about pickup trucks. I love those. Are they Chevrolet? Or Dodge. I love those American films where they have the old pickup trucks. Love them, big chunky things. Probably all 8 litres or so. But then petrol was always cheaper, wasn't it, back then? And certainly in America. Smoking the Peterson today with a silver spigot. And in it, I'm smoking some of Ceylon Black. Because I had some brown Cluniac earlier. And my head was spinning. I don't know why. Maybe it's got quite a strong nicotine hit. So I fancy something slightly milder. So I'm going to fill up on the Ceylon Black. Drinking, I'm still on the same bottle of white Rioja that I was ages ago. You see, I look like I'm drinking all the time, but it takes me a long time to work my way through various bottles, and I'm still on literally the same bottle of white Rioja. Now, I haven't opened the other one I bought the other day, which I mentioned yesterday's video. Not a right lot to tell you today, but I thought I'd come up and touch base, have a puff on me pipe. Nothing to report apart from the archery. Nice archery stand now that Lisa built. And the straw one will go on that when it arrives. It could still arrive today. I haven't done a great lot of anything really. Kind of relaxing. It's been quite nice. After this video I'm going to wax me bow. And I shall take great pleasure in it. I'm going to put some, what do they call it, Danish oil on it. We should seal it and keep it from getting overly moist. Can't be doing with that. And we'll protect it. It's not ideal in here because, well, you should have a combination of dry and cool. This place is certainly cool, but I don't know what the humidity is. I must bring I've got an old kind of gauge from a humidor for cigars, which I took out of it. So I might put that in here and find out what the relative humidity of this room is. I've got a digital one too. I might bring that up. Might be easier. I mean, it's in the caravan, but I don't need it in the caravan. It might be better here. It'd be interesting to find out, wouldn't it, what the humidity of this room is. It would have been bloody wet when the trees were up. That back wall, it was moist. But once the trees were down, the sun was on this place, it dried out incredibly, but there could be moisture still coming up from the ground. I mean, underneath these quarry tiles, they'll be on earth. So that can't be great, and there'll be no membrane. Mind you, I'm going to sort that, don't you worry. So anyway, that's that. The archery course is, of course, different size targets at different distances. Just to mix things up a bit, I watched an amazing fellow last night on the YouTube, and he was out in the sticks. Obviously, his sidekick owns a bit of woodland, and the pair of them are set up a similar thing to what I've done, but there's trees in the way, and they've got to shoot round trees and duck down and one thing and another, and they're all painted like Normans and some errant king and various other things, and there's a duck, wild goose or something in the wood, and it's basically, and they have a peg where you know, that is where you put your foot, and then they have a competition basically, and I think you've got one arrow per target. There's none of this, I'll just keep shooting at it till I hit it, and so it was quite a fun course. I don't think there were other things as well. I watched that. Then there's this other chap. I don't know what he's called. And he's an old-timer as well. Been shooting arrows for 50-odd years. And he was very sort of, people say you have to do it this way, you got to do it that way, you have to have your hand there. He said, oh, forget it. So it's all ruddy nonsense. And he fires longbows. And he just says, you know, if you want to draw it under, you'd have had a helmet, so you won't be going up here and all. And you've got to have it up here and slit your throat movement and all this, and you have to do that, and you have to do that, and you have to do the other. He said, basically, you know, you're just forming a square with your arrow and your bow. It's just one stick, one string, and another bit of stick, and you just, you know, right angles, keep looking at the target. As long as you've got some kind of decent draw that it's going to reach, I mean, that's the end of it. It's not rocket science, is it? And I found that to be the case. And he said, just enjoy it, just do it, just pull it, let go, hit the target, whatever. All these way your hand's got to be here, and this has got to be there, and that finger's got to be there, and that's got to be there, and that's got to be, you know. In fact, he said, forget all that technique nonsense. And he went on a traditional archery course years ago, and he's brilliant. He shot an apple in two. And he shot a feather. There was a feather on a stick miles away, and he shot the feather off. So it's not like his methods don't work. He said, I just don't go for all that archery school nonsense. Which might be fine if you're doing target shooting and messing about with all of those modern bows. I liked him. I liked his approach. He's a maverick. And a wool baker. There'll be people shouting at the screen now. But I do admit there are obviously some basic principles. You've got to get your bracing height correct. That is between the belly of the bow and where the string is, the distance between the two. Yeah, there's all sorts of things you've got to... There is a little bit of technicality. And then what I didn't realise is that a lot of our sayings that have come into common parlance actually are to do with archery. Now we know there are certain surnames like Fletcher, the person who would have made the arrows. Arrowsmith would be another name for the person who made the arrows. Bowyer would be the man who made the bows themselves. And there's a whole number of interesting facets. Now, you know when you talk about the rule of thumb, that comes from just what I've told about. You know when you've got the string on the bow and you've got the belly of the bow, and the distance should be that, which is about 6.5 inches. And I would say that 6.5 inches is enough for most men to get their rod of wood, their stave, properly set up. So there you go. When you hear rule of thumb, it's an archery term. And you also, you know, on videos, like these videos, you can put a thumbs up or a thumbs down. There is one school of thought that it might be to do with archery too, that when you had long lines of archers, like in Agincourt and everywhere else, just to make sure your friend was all properly set up with his bow next door, you just go like that, you go, yeah, all set up. And you just twist if it's, you know, too long or too short or whatever, you just twist the actual string on the bow to either tighten or loosen, and that will get you to your thumbs up. So when you're looking to your guy to your left or right, you go, all right. Might not be true, that story, but sounds credible, doesn't it? And it was quite nice to hear the comments. I'm still not getting them in my email. I've obviously, something's gone wrong with my email. YouTube, I don't know. But I'm able to answer them through the dashboard, as it were. And it was interesting. Because a lot of you have done archery, which is fascinating. It's amazing how many people actually watching have done archery. So that was fascinating. But I don't profess to be an expert. I know I'm not. I'm a beginner, really. Well, I am a beginner. Certainly longbow. And traditional longbow archery is not considered easy. But I don't care, because I've got no ego, you see, because I'm a saint. I'm a Zen master. I have no ego. I don't care whether I'm good or bad. I'm not competitive anymore in that sense. And I've no interest in presenting a side of my personality or character that's perfect when it isn't perfect, or it's an expert when it's inexpert, or it's a professional when it's amateur. Don't care. I mean, God sees all through us anyway, doesn't he? So there's a lot of people who dissemble. It's a good word, that, isn't it? Dissemble. You get it in the Bible. There are a lot of people who dissemble towards others. And there are some people who are contrived. They're contriving to present a certain persona to you, the viewer. That's fine if you see yourself as a professional presenter or something and you want to give over a particular image of yourself. But I don't. I'm just me, basically. I'm like this on and off camera. And, you know, is that a saying in the north? You'll take me as you find me. That sort of thing. Take me as you find me. Because they couldn't care less. And that's the only attitude to have, really. I think people spend an inordinate amount of time worrying about what people think about them. Which is crazy, because while you're worrying about them thinking about you, they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about something entirely different. And then you're totally preoccupied by them. They might have moved on. I mean, it makes no real difference either. And the problem is, if you present a front, you've got to keep that front going then. If you pass yourself off as being something, you've got to keep up that pretense. And you get caught out. Best to be yourself. But then some people are very timid and lack confidence in themselves, so they often want to please people. What else has happened today? Monty's been out on the deck again, getting braver and bolder. And we installed today some magnetic fly curtains on the front of the caravan door. We've got a lot of trouble with flies. They're attracted by my pantry. And it closes magnetically. There's a little hole at the bottom where Monty can now come in and out. Not at will, we can keep an eye on him. But he can get out if he wants. He's not out unsupervised. So that went up today, and Monty approves. But apart from that, nothing has arrived in the post to show you. I think you'll agree yesterday was marvellous, wasn't it, in terms of various hauls coming in and unboxings. People said they were more interested in watching Monty than the unboxing. And that he's now the star of the show. And quite rightly too. He's lovely, isn't he? See, that cat's not pretending to be anything other than what he is. And that's why you have to have patience sometimes, don't you, with the cats and dogs and things, because when they behave like they do and they try and kill you and bite your hand off and one thing or another and chase your ankles around the caravan, they're just doing what they're supposed to do. You can't be annoyed with them. They're just doing what young predators do. Like dogs. And to a certain extent, children. I mean, I do accept it. You have to socialise and habituate children and animals to one's life up to a point. But without being cruel and also allowing them to express their animal nature. And that includes the children. They've got an animal nature, haven't they? When they're little. So it's been a nice day, my friends. It's been a relaxing day. It hasn't rained. I filled up the ICB with my puddle, my holy well. Whenever that fills up, I fill up the ICB. What else? I've got a few tomatoes beginning to grow on the tomato plants. Very slow at the moment. But then they go mad all of a sudden, don't they, I think? There was one green one and it fell off. So I thought, oh, I'll try and eat that. And I spit it out. I don't know if it was pulled off by a bird or it fell off. It shouldn't have fallen off. And there was another one, so I suspect that's been eaten by something. Tobacco plants, I had to move them all around because they're getting so big now. And the minute my copper wiring comes from China, it should arrive this week, I'm hoping. I'm going to get those tobacco plants out, or the big ones. I put about 3 big ones out, I think, and just see how we get on with them for slugs. They should prosper in the ground. I mean, they're big enough now almost to chop the leaves off and dry out now. Marvellous things. Well, they'll get a lot bigger. Quite tall. And I'm just amazed that I've grown it. When you think I got those tiny, tiny, tiny little seeds, and they wouldn't germinate, and eventually they did. In this country, growing tobacco. Fabulous. What did I watch on the box last night? Robin Hood. I only got halfway and then I was so tired I went to bed. And it was the one with Kevin Costner. It was all too Disneyland for me. Too Hollywood. So I probably won't watch the other half tonight. It's all very predictable. And another one with, what's he called, that Australian, talks like that. Marcus Aurelius, son of a daughter, nephew of a niece, sister of a mother. Gladiator, what's he called? There's one with him. He was very good in, what was it called? Was it The Good Life? Not The Good Life. A Good Year, a Good Year, I think it was called, when he had a vineyard. I can't remember his name, but he talks like that. He's an Australian, you see, but he's got a gravelly voice. So I won't be. I think I've had enough of bloody Robin Hood, don't you? So I'll see if there's something else on. Always like to watch a little movie of an evening. Usually after supper. It takes me through to bedtime. Anyway, my friends, I think I've been talking long enough. I didn't really have anything to say today. I just came up and just started doing my normal waffling. I've got now else to do. I'm going to polish my bow as soon as I turn this thing off. I'm going to measure. Did I bring? Yeah, I brought my tape measure. I'm going to measure the length from knock to knock because it needs a proper string on it. It's got a tillering string at the moment, not really suitable. So I need something with a bit of Flemish twist, a B50, Dacron. And once I've worked out what it is knock to knock, I think it's about 70 inches. I shall order some tonight. I've got everything else coming. So I'm enjoying my new hobby. It's just great fun. Very pleasant. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying your weekend. You'll be well into it now, won't you? Enjoy this evening. Have something nice to eat. Have something nice to drink. Smoke your pipe if you smoke. And if you don't, have a cup of tea and put your feet up. And with that, my friends, I'm going to leave you. God love you. Keep you. May his face shine upon you. And have a blessed Sunday tomorrow. All being equal, I might just pop in for a chat. Father John signing out. Monty and I say goodbye for now. Take care.